God gave, Noah the knowledge to build the ark, Moses the power to part the sea, Jesus walked on water, so on and so forth. All these people had powers to do amazing things in the book, yet God wanted us to know his word, but did not give these people, these prophets, so-called prophets who wrote it, the power to preserve his word, to preserve the book. We're supposed to all take it, on faith. It sounds like some bullshit. Y'all need to wake up and understand what's going on and see what this stuff really is, that it cannot be proven. It's not backed up by, proven history, which is why it requires faith, as I always say. So when you just go back to this point, this should be your starting point. When you first did your research, well, where did the Bible come from? Where did the Tanakh, the Torah, where did it all begin? And this is what you'll find. You'll run into LXX, the letters of Orestes, and that shit, and everything right there. Then you can keep going on faith, and you can pay attention to all the deception later on and just choose to be blind. But that should tell you right there. The whole reason why the Hebrews want to push King James being, a black man and everything like that is because they know officially, when you go back and look, the Bible begins with the white fake pharaoh, Ptolemy II Philadelphus. There is absolutely no proof that a black man had anything to do with the creation of the Bible, unless you want to go all the way back to Kemet, where they stole it from, where they stole all the stories and made all this allegory up. That's the only way we can look at it. So now a lot of people want to go into the time of, the Council of Nicaea. Everybody want to look at, Maccabees and look at the whole Jewish war and everything like that, and try to interject Judaism and the Hebrews into all that. Now, they do that as a distraction to cover up what happened before all that, which is what the letters of Orestes is talking about, and where we actually get the Torah Tanakh from, which is from the white Greeks. Forget all that other stuff that happened after that. That's a distraction. It's just that simple. You can't get any of these books they're talking about without the Septuagint Greek. So now when you present all of this damning proof and evidence to Hebrews, the next thing they say is, well, if the white man created the Bible, how come he put in there that he the devil? How come he put in the Bible that he's going to be destroyed and all this and that judgment is going to fall upon him and everything like that? Why would he put that in there if he wrote the book? First of all, show me in the Bible one Bible verse that says specifically, definitively, that white people, Caucasian people, are going to be destroyed in the end times. That they are specifically only white people only is going to get their comeuppance. Show me where it says that. Or is this shit that they put in there that they're not supposed to? And we know that's the case. They add it to the book when it says clearly in Revelations not to add or take away from the book. So this is what they're doing. Because it doesn't say nowhere in there, clear as day, that white people. Now, the book is supposed to be a prophecy talking about the future. We know in this time, in this day and age, we refer to things as being black and white. So the simple fact that they don't definitively tell you the color of Jesus Christ, they don't definitively tell you who they're talking about as far as racial wise. If you really want to give us a message and tell us what's going on, you're going to say, hey, this dude, white boy, 5'6", hair like this, look like that, is going to do this. Stop with the bullshit. Free, like burning brass and all this extra. That's bullshit, playing games. Wake up. It's a parable, people. The hell is wrong with y'all? It's not real. The Bible is not based on proven history. It's not proven. It's not based on proven history, which is why it requires faith. Why the hell would it require faith if we can prove the shit? So everybody walking around talking about something, we can prove this and we can prove that. You can't prove shit. That's why the book requires faith. Wake up. So now the next thing you hear is, because you woke up and because you actually did research and you understand what's going on, you get called coons. You're a coon. You found the white man. You the white man's devil and this and that. When, first of all, they said that, first of all, they say the white man is the devil and the white man running this and the white man this and the white man that. And, everything to that effect. That the Bible says that the white man is, going to be destroyed and, all this stuff is going to happen to the white man. Why would the white man put this stuff in the Bible when, okay, so the white man supposedly put in the Bible that he's going to get destroyed. If we want to play that game, right? The white man also then put into the Bible that he is given power by God. He's ordained by God to control everything. And we can basically go through the Bible and prove that. So when you look at Romans 13:1, I always go through this. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resists the power resists the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive unto themselves damnation." So now, the powers that be. Who are the powers that be? The powers that be is our government. The powers that be is the so-called white man. So it's saying clearly that God put in power, ordained them to basically run everything. And I can go through a bunch of Bible verses where the Bible is telling you to obey your elected officials, to listen to the governors and everything like that, to basically be under control of the powers that be, which is this government system and the so-called white man that's running everything. And then we're supposed to obey these Hebrew laws, these laws of the Hebrew Israelites and everything like that. But when you look at the law, it's the same, judicial system that we have today. And I always talk about this. When you go to Ezra and you look and you read Ezra 7:11, it says, "Now this is the copy of the letter that the king Artaxerxes gave unto Ezra the priest, the scribe, even a scribe of the words of the commandments of the Lord and of his statutes to Israel." 25 says, "And thou, Ezra, after the wisdom of thy God that is in thy hand, set magistrates and judges, which may judge all the people that are beyond the river, all such as know the laws of thy God, and teach ye them that know them not." 26 says, "And whosoever will not do the law of thy God and the law of the king, let judgment be executed speedily upon him, whether it be unto death or to banishment or to confiscation of goods and to imprisonment." What does this sound like to you people? This sounds like God's law or the government's law, so-called white man's law that has imprisoned so many black people, for decades now. This is why you put your hand on the Bible in court, because you are putting your hand on their laws in their court system. So if we so-called supposed to be following the white man and y'all follow this book, we see who clearly is following the white man. So boom, there you have it, clear as day. Right in the Bible itself, the very laws that we follow to this day that we see judges, we see magistrates, and everything the Bible is talking about as the law is right there. So how is it that we supposed to be following this so-called white man when you abide by the Bible and that's his law in that book? Whether you accept Ezra or not, it's in your King James Version. I just read it from. So there's no way around that. This is why we put our hand on your King James Version in court. This is why we do it. So if these people are supposed to be, against God and everything like that, how come this government system, these same powers that be, give tax exempt status to churches, to Hebrew Israelite churches as well, to y'all whole doctrine and everything y'all do? We already proved that y'all get 501c3 status. They let y'all stand on the corner and scream at white people all day. Who do that? The powers that be. So who is following what? When we sitting up here talking against this government and you following the book that they created. So y'all better wake up. Come on, man. It's bogus. It's not our history. We are Africans. We are not from some damn Shem. Prove that Shem existed. Where the proof at? There is no proof. So what it comes down to is you have a bunch of people who have been deceived once again, by a bunch of black people who is using the psychological effects that black people are feeling from slavery. They are using the hate that black people have for white people. They are using the ignorance of black people and their unwillingness, their laziness to go research, to actually go learn another language, learn how to read other languages. They're using all this stuff against you and getting you to follow this doctrine, which is a setup. It's just that simple. These people are agents. That's how I look at them. I don't care what nobody say. And then you have people who want to go into this whole DNA crap, which is so funny and it's so contradictory to their whole doctrine. So everybody want to talk about this. They want to talk about this E1B1A crap, the haplogroup that, okay, if you're going to use that and you want to talk about E1B1A, well, then you have to go back to where, they dated. They date it to over 25, 30,000 years ago. But it says clearly in the back of your King James Version that Genesis basically took place between 4004 BCE to 1635 BCE. So that's when the world was supposed to have started. This is why we say the Bible says the world is only 6,000 years old. And it says it clear as day in the back of your King James Version. So if you have a copy that's dated before 1950, which my Bible that I have here is dated in the 1940s, in the back of my book, it says it clearly. It has the date, as I'll show you on the screen. A lot of the new Bibles that's after the 1950s, when we start getting these ESV and all that, the NIV and all these other versions, they don't have that stuff back there. It don't say that the world is 6,000 years old and that Genesis took place between 4004 BCE and 1635 BCE. So it's a joke. It's a joke. Y'all better wake up and do some research and start reading and stop following these people on YouTube and start watching these YouTube videos, getting all hype and just regurgitating all this stuff that is pointless. It's pointless. It's not proven. It's bogus. We are African people. Never would I ever thought growing up that I would see black people disrespect Africa so much. Not to mention the fact that, one, they have already made us embarrassed to even be associated as African people with all the feed and save the children videos. A lot of black people don't even want to associate themselves with African. With Africa, they look at Africa as a place of poverty and poor and everything like that, even though it's the richest fucking land on the face of the earth. So, then to have it slandered and people just say, we from dusty ass, small ass Israel, we ain't Africans. It's stupid. And then people want to go as far as to say, we don't even look like them. Not understanding, of course, in a different climate, we will look different over hundreds of years. We melanated people. It's just that simple. Nothing that this doctrine teaches can be proven. It's all bogus. It's all bullshit. Everything that they're talking about, first of all, one, you can't find me a Hebrew doctrine that exists before 4th century BCE. You can't find it. You got little fragments of stuff here and there and everything like that. How come the most ancient stuff we find in Israel belonged to the Egyptians? We can't find no proof that these Hebrews, these Israelites existed in Israel before the Egyptians. Where's the proof? Where's the bodies? Where's the civilizations? We don't find them nowhere. They don't exist. So we know in the Bible, which is how they try to cover up for the shit, we know God destroyed Israel a bunch of times in the Bible. And this is their excuse for saying, God destroyed Israel and all of the proof is gone. Well, how come we keep finding Egyptian shit that's dated older than the time y'all was supposed to be there? We find Egyptian stuff dated to the time that King David was supposed to be reigning in Israel. Where is the Hebrew Israelite stuff that we don't find? How come Herodotus doesn't talk about no damn Hebrews, no Jews who's supposed to have parted the sea and killed a bunch of Egyptian soldiers? Where is the proof of that? How come the Bible doesn't talk about the Great Pyramid? How is that not in there? But they got the measurements of Noah's Ark. They got the measurements of Solomon's Temple, but they're not talking about the greatest structures on this planet, which is the Great Pyramid that we know was there. Not a mention of the Great Pyramid. Why is that? Y'all better wake up, man. Stop bullshitting around with this stuff. If you want the truth, you're going to get the truth. If you want to troll and talk shit in the comment section, it's right there. Nothing that you say is going to refute this information. Y'all can't do it. And this is not about stroking ego and saying I'm right and you wrong. It's about facts. I'm tired of seeing too many educated black people falling victim to this stupid ass doctrine. Just because they don't want to read a damn book. Read the Bible. It's telling you exactly what it is. This doctrine is harmful to our people and it causes separation. So we can get into all that, who we supposed to pray to if the Bible is not real and all that. You wouldn't be praying to nobody if it wasn't for religion, this whole organized religion. People wouldn't ask that question if, religion didn't exist. The ancients wasn't praying to nobody. They was giving, paying homage and basically, doing what you're supposed to do as far as, being appreciative of nature, of the sun. I mean, that's what it's really talking about. They understood what nature was and what it did, and that there's an unseen force that helps us out. And, you know, I get deep into that in my series and stuff like that, in the Saturn series and everything. But they understood all this stuff. So it wasn't that they was praying to something. It was that they was understanding about nature, which the Bible is basically completely against, and it's telling you not to deal with astrology and nature and everything like that. All this stuff is supposed to be the devil and everything. So, you know, you pray to nothing. You pray to yourself. You know, nobody who you pray to is going to actually cause a change in your physical reality except for you. It's just that simple. You get back what you put out. It's a lot more research you need to do and understanding what's really going on, and trying to run to what sounds correct and safe to you is not the right way to go. It's not it. The research must be done. You got to look at this stuff and you got to ask critical questions. And I guarantee you, if we sit around and listen to the Hebrew doctrine long enough, the same kind of doubt that you had in Christianity, you're going to have in this doctrine, as well as with Islam as well. So you got to really do your own research, or at least pay attention to stuff that you can go prove that's factual. At the end of the day, all you got is faith. I'd rather have proof. At the end of the day, with these religions, you got to deal with faith, not fact. And come on now, it's the information age. You're smart enough to understand that if you can't prove it, if everything is pointing against it, then something must be up. And you need to look deeper, you know, and act accordingly. And this is what we have done in our research. We ain't here trying to destroy, you know, your hopes and dreams and everything like that. We're trying to put out the truth so we can move forward, because we have been deceived by this doctrine for thousands of years, and it's time to stop. It's time to wake up, and it's time to move on to the truth. And the truth is far better. So, you know, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. I don't want to make this too long. I'll see you guys next video.